Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of the State of Amercia. Today is another episode about the election 2012, Romney versus Obama. So what happened this week that was really interesting? Well, for starters, Mitt Romney thinks that airplanes should have windows that roll down. I think that is hilarious because there's a whole lot of reasons why that shouldn't be a thing. And he really is serious about thinking that it should be. This is all stemming from his wife's plane having a small and contained electrical fire in which smoke filled the cabin, and he thought that it would be a great solution to open all the windows on the plane to let the smoke out and let the air in. Well, there's only one little problem with that, and that the plane is pressurized, so you open the window and everything gets sucked out. You know, the smoke and the people included. So not exactly the greatest idea. Although, not exactly the worst idea either. I don't usually give the man too much credit, but there is a technique in aviation for putting out a fire that involves flying the plane down to a low altitude, breathable altitude, and actually opening the doors mid-flight to suck out the smoke. There's still air at that altitude, but the pressure difference on the inside and the outside of the plane will suck the smoke out. Which is actually kind of cool, and I think that's kind of what he was thinking, but not a full thought process there, because you can't do that at any altitude, and it shouldn't be a feature anyway, because that's just one more thing that can fail on an airplane. And safety is very important when you're, in a metal tube at 32,000 feet. So, yeah, so he kind of screwed up on that one, and I also think it's really funny. I don't know if this is 100% true, but I heard, through the grapevine, that President Obama, when he first heard that Romney gaffe about the windows on a plane, thought that it was from The Onion, but yeah, I don't know if that's 100% true or not, but I think it's interesting, and it makes me laugh. Other than that, it's been a pretty quiet week in the election. And I think that's about it for this update. Hopefully more will happen. We're really close to the election. There's 42 days left, and early voting starts this week in Iowa. I think it starts tomorrow or Thursday. I'll have to double check on that. But yeah, should be interesting to see what happens now that people are going to start voting. Just a side note, I'm very surprised that New York doesn't have early voting, as far as I could have figured out from my research. You can only vote on Election Day in New York, which is really strange, because being from Illinois, we can start voting for the president on October 15th, and Iowa starts this week, which is crazy early. But yeah, I just think that's a little interesting that they don't give you, more than one day to vote, because, it's kind of stupid, and something could come up that day. You should have more than one opportunity to vote. But that's just my 2 cents. And as I said, this is the State of Amercia, and that's all that mattered to me this week. See you next time.